Hello. So far, we are able to call the Node.js endpoint and which invoke our Gemini AI SDK to return the result. So we can just hit it again as we can call the endpoint. We have asked him to generate 15 lines on AI development. And as you can see, a request is being through. And once it is done, we get a single response object. And this single response object contains all the results that we are looking for. However, if you have seen the ChatGPT or any OpenAI or Gemini, when you ask for some question, the answer is always like it's continuous stream. You get few words, then there is a pause, then again there is a few words. That means it's not one response, but it's a stream of responses. So in this video, we will see how we can convert our single response into continuous stream of responses. For that, what we have to do is, first thing we have to see that we are calling this AI model dot generate content method. This method from AI returns a response in a single object. That's why we are getting response here. To get a response in a stream, we need to call another endpoint called generate content stream. So what we have to do is we have to replace this into stream. So we got a stream here, and this will be a chunk. So it's a async generator, so there will be a kind of loop which we have to address. So what we have to do now is like I will just comment out the response sending code which we had earlier, and now what we need is like we need a for loop. So what we need is like Gemini response, it will send us this object, and here is the chunk. So each chunk will contain some partial result. We will take this result and we will just keep sending to the response object. So if you notice, earlier we were sending response like response.json and the whole object was sent. However, here we are writing to the stream. So we keep writing to the stream until the response is finished here in the for loop. If you notice, we are calling this await here so that we won't skip to the next line until this loop is finished. And once everything is written to the stream, finally we write, okay, data done, and we mark response as done. So this will be the end of our communication. However, we need to say that this request has to abide the headers, meaning we have to set some headers here so that the browser or postman, they know how response is being sent. So here in the header, we are going to set the content type into text event stream, not just like applications like JSON, but text event stream. And these are just like some cache control that we can ignore. But here is a connection header. So this connection header says, do not close the request. I will send you more data. And with this, we should be able to generate the stream now. So now I will just stop the server, restart again. And once it is up, yeah, I think it's up now. We will send the same message to the Gemini AI, and let's send it. And now we should be able to see response in terms of stream now. So you see here there is a 1 2 3. This is like a stream that is sent. When we call this from the Angular or any web application, we can check in the network panel how the stream is sent. In this Postman extension, it's not very visible what's happening, but here you can see like in the first response there is a data object and there is a content which is like some partial here. You can see here this text is broken and is continued here. It's broken and continued here, and so on. And at the end it marks done and request is finished. So this will give our UI the actual ChatGPT like experience, like user is typing a question and a response is getting stream of data. So in next section, we will set up the Angular front end where we call this endpoint and show this information. Thank you.